Hi, everybody. How are you doing? I'm Dr. Gail, and this is Mary, and thanks for joining us today. And with the Earth and Star Wellness, Earth and Star, I forgot what the title of our show was.
It's literally on the screen.
Earth meets the Stars with Mary and Gail, the name of the show. Thanks, everybody.
Your show.
I forgot I got stumbled. We were talking about something before the show, and I was getting involved in trying to get that information from it. But thanks for being here, everybody. Mary, tell us what's going on in your life these days. Any news?
Man, in my life these days, outside of my personal life, well, we have Miha, who's right here. She's like, "Hey, everybody."
What's your name again?
What's that?
What's the name again?
Miha.
Mia?
Miha.
Mia. Mehaj?
Mija. Yep.
Cute.
It's like the Spanish girl, the Spanish word for darling or little girl, or so we call her Mija because she's just a little girl. So she's
Ia. Hija.
Mija. Yeah.
Okay.
And that is just the biggest thing you'll notice about my life right now is her. And then we have launched our Peru retreat, and we are technically sold out. We did get another room. We sold out within the first week. We got them to open another room. So we have one spot available for the Peru retreat for people who are have worked the medicine wheel, who are Mesa carriers, who've received the rites of the Moon Eye Key. We do have a spot available for that. And we are going to be launching our next retreat soon, but we're waiting for the stars to align. We have to, we have an astrologer on that team. So she's like, no, we're not doing it on eclipse week. We're going to wait.
Well, do you know where the location's going to be?
It's going to be outside of Santa Fe.
Okay.
Yeah, that'll be a real fun one. I think they're both going to be pretty exciting this year.
And so the Peru one is when?
That is in November of 2027.
Okay, and it's already filled up except for one space. Wow.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, let me say hello to some people coming in here. So first of all, you have a dog, professional retreats. Okay, let me see who's here. Hey, Bernadette, thanks for joining us. Hey, Jessica. Hey, Viviani, thanks for being here. Hey, Isabel. Hey, Aaron. Hey, Emmy J, thanks for being here. Hey, Melissa, thanks for joining us from New Zealand. Hey, Melissa from New Zealand. Great to have you here. What time is it in New Zealand? It has to be really early. Of course,
I think it's tomorrow.
I'm looking at it's 333 here. Yeah, because and it's depending on, I don't know what New Zealand time is, but it seems like I'm always having to work with people who are in Australia and working with their time zones, and I'm calculating that. So and it gets a little challenging from your brain going, okay, wait a minute, they're ahead of us. Okay, yeah, they're on the next day. So what time is it there in New Zealand, Melissa?
I feel like the last time I worked with someone in Australia, they had to get up at 3 or 4 a.m. to be able to make my day.
7:38 Friday morning. Yeah, at least it's not in the middle of the night. Well, thanks for being here.
It's Friday.
What was that?
I said, and it's Friday.
And it's Friday. Oh, yeah, it's already Friday there.
Yep.
We have a ways to go to get to Friday. All right. Well, y'all can put in your questions. If you have any questions, any galactic questions or metaphysical questions, you can put them in capital letters, and we'll be answering those soon. I see, Bernadette, you've got one in. We'll get to that in a few minutes. And let's see. Well, I want to know, Mary, we haven't discussed in a long time. Let's see. Yes, I'm done with Thursday. We haven't discussed in a long time what exactly you do. Tell us about your readings, things that you offer, because sometimes people see you, but they don't know what they do and how they can get in contact you. Without your information's all in the description box here, but just go ahead and let people know what you're doing.
My main thing that people know me for is shamanism. That's something I trained in for years. It's something I teach. And hence, we have the Peru retreat coming up next year for the shaman students and former students. And that is a huge part of healing. Hey, Kevin. Hello, darling. And that's a huge part of what we offer in the healing work, because that's past life regression, that's soul retrieval, that's destiny retrieval. But then we have other elements in the mix that just make a bombshell of what we can offer here, which is, I also have Druidry training, which includes different elements of spirituality and herbalism.
What is that? I've never heard of that.
You've never heard of the Druids?
Well, the Druids, yes, but yes. I've never heard that practice.
Yeah. So there's 3 levels of Druidry. There's the Bardic level, which is the first level. So they're the ones who keep history. They're like the history teachers and the lesson givers, but they do it through music and story. And then your next level is the Ovate level, which are the healers. And that's the level that I'm working on currently. And then you actually have the Druid level, which is the master level. And I'm not there yet.
And what do you do with that when you finish it?
All of these things become a way of life, because they're not just a one day or a workshop, a weekend workshop. They're things that you study, that you practice, that you embody. They inform your cosmology and your belief systems. So it just becomes how you relate to yourself, how you relate to other people, how you relate to the planet and the future and the past. It just becomes a way of seeing the world in a beautiful way.
Okay. So what would be the difference in that and shamanism?
They're very similar. They just come from different locations. So the Druidry comes more from Ireland, Scotland, Wales, and this school is actually in Wales. Whereas the shamanism that I practice and the lineage I'm in, that comes from the Amazon and the Andes, specifically the Sacred Valley in Peru. So okay. They're the same name, but from different cultures. So there's slightly different perspectives of the same types of healings.
Okay. So does that change the way you go about healings?
No, because I do healing my way anyways. I take the elements.
That's what I was thinking. I was going, you usually just do your own thing.
Yeah, I teach those in alignment with the lineage, so that the students who I teach get it the way that I was taught, so that the lineage is pure in that way. But I think that everybody uses their own skill sets to individualize what they do, because I also have skill sets of being a Reiki master teacher and skill sets of hypnotherapy and quantum healing. And so just doing whatever the person needs at the time that I'm with them in the present moment is important and individualized.
Yeah. Well, there's Kevin saying, yes. That's my phone beeping. I don't know why it's beeping through. Yes, Mary, a way of life. Love that expression. Okay.
Who's texting you, Gail? I want to know.
I want to know why it's coming through. That's what I want. I'm looking at it going, why is that coming through?
What you guys don't know is me and Gail are texting each other about you. I'm kidding.
Yeah. I have done that on shows before. Whoever I was on with, we were texting back and forth before. So I have got a fly in here. This fly has been with me for 2 days now. And I'm thinking there's some significance to this fly because it's every time I'm doing a show, it's coming in every time I'm doing a show. So there's some significance. Mary, tell me, what's the significance of this fly?
Maybe it's an alien.
Maybe so.
Maybe it's an alien trying to get your attention.
Insectoid. But I don't know. It's been really strange. But I feel like since it's been here 2 days, I'm going, oh, there's a significance to this, and I need to let it alone. Don't bother it. Just let it live here in this room, I guess.
Maybe the significance is you need better boundaries and you should kill it.
No, I never will kill it. No. That's not me. That's not within me. But now it's sitting up on my computer screen, which it did on my last show. Sat up on top of my computer screen while I was doing a show. So
I hear it yelling at me. It's like, why don't kill me? No. Why would you say that? I want to take 2 seconds to say that Cindy made me this bracelet, and I just got it in the mail today.
Oh, nice.
I see her in the chat, so I just wanted to take 2 seconds to say that.
Well, I'm going to take 2 seconds and promote my book. Book will be out on the 20th. So I Slept with an Alien will be out on the 20th. This is my new book, and you can get it on Amazon. And that will be the third part of my series all about aliens.
Alien 6. Be
Yeah.
careful. That's how Katy Perry lost her mind.
Oh, what are you saying about the fly? Part of the fly's medicine is protecting your future. Well, that's nice. I didn't know if it might be some. Actually, I was wondering if it was my cat who had passed away, because I know that she would come in here all the time whenever it was a show. So I like that part of the fly's
medicine. That's hilarious that she wanted to come back as a creature that you couldn't kick out.
Well, she did come back as a bumblebee, and I didn't know it. And I was outside, and this bumblebee kept flying towards me. And this was pretty quickly or soon after she passed. And I kept going, why is that bumblebee coming in and staring at me, taking off and staring at me? And it did it for many nights. And that was one of our things we did, was go out in the evening and sit outside, because she'd gotten so old that she needed to stay inside. But what is this one? Flies can mean you need energy cleaning. Oh, Isabel, maybe I do need some energy cleaning.
I still hold that I think it's an alien. I just do. I think it's an alien. It's just in there watching you.
It could be. Usually when aliens are here, I know exactly who's here. So I don't know. I think it's something a little bit different. But I'm going to go with Kevin's scenario. I like that one. But it could be my energy needs cleaning. But let's go to the questions, Mary. Okay. We're going to hear to Bernadette. Did I have any past life and karmic debt with Kayla? Why don't I have friends in this life? Well, there's 2 questions. Who's Kayla first? Or do we need to know who Kayla is? I guess we could just answer she has a debt on that. Isabel saying stagnant energy. I have stagnant energy? Maybe so. Okay. Oh, go ahead, Mary. You look like you've got something. You look like you're ready. Go ahead.
Well, I was just letting the stagnant energy comment seep in.
Hey, someone I was friends with. Okay, somebody's just friends.
Okay. It's so funny because one time I accidentally let Danny read me on a show, and I didn't know any better. I was like, yeah, I don't care. I don't care.
That. Never.
No, he spanked me, man. Because those cards spank me every time. And so I'm like watching these people make comments about what your fly means. And I'm like, getting spanked.
Yep. So anyway, thanks for all your comments about my fly.
There'll be more. You guys just keep.
I'm going to take Kevin's, though. I like his.
But Bernadette, the card I was guided to answer your question is this one, the 3 of Swords. Now, with this particular energy, as you can see, the sword is moving. Supposedly, it appears that the sword is moving through a heart. But if you look closer, it's not. The heart is just in front of the sword. There's no actual piercing there. So what I'm picking up from all of this is that it appears that maybe you and this one person did have some sort of past life together. So there's some energy between the 2 of you to be cleared. But I'm not seeing that and that could be a blockage, to getting along and stuff. But I'm not seeing that there is anything detrimental that has to be removed for you to be able to have friends. In fact, the 3 of Swords, generally speaking, is a card that teaches us that we grow most through challenges. And so sometimes we come into challenging situations so we can grow our heart and expand our emotions and become more compassionate. So it feels like maybe you're just learning how to navigate the challenging spaces so that there's big heart rewards at the end of that.
That was good. Now, what about the friends? Why does she have any friends? Bernard, that's a really loaded question. Why don't you have any friends in life? And that might take a whole reading, like I don't know. Mary, do you have anything on that one?
I think that that's just part of the karmic journey around challenges and going through certain challenges in order to reap the rewards of true friends later in life, real heart opening kind of relationships. Because a lot of, like, you operate on a level where you're not going to accept just any friendship. You don't really just want people who people please and like you for nothing. You want people you can deeply resonate with, who you can talk about mermaids with, right? And those are the true friendships that take time and development in order to create.
Danny, were your ears burning? We were just talking about you.
I was talking about you, Danny. I told everyone you spanked me, and out of context, that sounds horrible. I'm sorry. I love being out of context, though.
She says her friend and neighbor verbally harassed me yesterday. I just don't like people.
Girl, that was the eclipse day.
Yeah.
Everybody was harassing everyone yesterday.
Yeah, and she's saying, yes, I agree. Most people are too shallow for me. Yeah, I think that's a lot true with a lot of people, especially if you're growing. Danny's saying, oh, what?
What?
Yeah, she'll say that she put you on the spot to do a reading on her, and then which she shouldn't have. I've never done that. Okay, let's get to the next question. Isabel, can you please see what my session with Iris is? Is that the flower?
Or maybe it was meant to be Isis.
Let me cough here.
Is this Iris the flower or Isis the goddess? Huh. The goddess Isis. Okay. And that makes sense. I can't hear you. Okay, there you go.
I just messed up the chat too. So I'm really hitting really good here.
If being the goddess makes sense according to what I drew. So if it was the flower, then it wouldn't have made sense at all.
Okay. So, okay, well, go ahead, because I've got to read it again. Can you please see my obsession with Iris? Okay.
Well, the card I got around this one is the Knight of Swords. So again, another sword card. So there's something here about today during the planet parade, and I feel like it has to do with alignment. But the knight is very ambitious, very action-oriented. There's lots of training that knights undergo. And if you look, everything's in alignment with this purpose, very purpose-driven. So what you call an obsession, I might call guidance and training. What you call an obsession, I might say is alignment with your purpose and something that's guiding you and filling you with what I see is like there's light code activations that happen when you work with Isis. And so it's not like you're being taken over or anything like that, but you absorb personality traits of Isis that you already technically possess. So they become activated. And that helps you with your strength, your divine feminine energy, that action, ambition. So this is in a nutshell, gonna get you where you want to go.
Yeah, and I've got forge, don't follow.
Yep.
Yeah, so that's right along with it. So it says, pave a new path, be the leader you wish you had. So I don't know, Isabel, if that makes sense to you. And that was for me, like in the very beginning when I started my journey with all these things, was that I kept looking for somebody that could be a leader. And I had to turn out to be that leader because I couldn't find that person to follow. So I'm thinking this is also, Isabel, that could be why you're so obsessed with that, because I feel like, what is she, the messenger? Is that what it is? She's the divine messenger of the Olympic gods. She travels on golden wings at the speed of wind, leaving a colorful rainbow trail as she links heaven and earth. Oh, yeah, there you go. That's a good obsession to have. Okay, let me see who's next. Cindy, I see you put in 2 things here. Okay. Is that your dog chewing on the bone?
Is it too loud? I'm sorry.
It's okay. It's funny. Age,
What's it called? Mac cheese? She's chewing on it.
age 7. It's always fun to have a new critter in the house. You never know what they're going to do. Okay, so age 17, I watched a spaceship hovering above a graveyard in Pennsylvania. It was silent. I saw no windows or no lights. It then started to move horizontally and disappeared at a crazy flash of speed. Let me get the second part. Did they see me sitting in my car? And did they have a reason for being in the open? Okay, well, let's start off with first, was that a spaceship that you saw? Okay. Okay, yes, that was a spaceship. And let's make sure this was from an extraterrestrial being versus our government. Was this extraterrestrial? Yes. Did they see you? Yes, they saw you. They're telling me they were in the open, but not everybody could see them. So they usually travel fine in the open. You just happen to be able to see them. I don't know if you were with anybody. Were you with anybody, Cindy? Because if you're with other people, they might not have been able to see what you were seeing. So were you by yourself or with your other people? Because to me, it feels like you were just able to see it. Okay, Mary. I was with one high school friend, and did they see it? Okay. Did your friend see it? Because I've been sitting at a restaurant where I saw a spaceship come in, and nobody in the restaurant saw it but me. They saw it too. Okay. So they saw it. All right. So was this spaceship 3D? Well, it was visible. Okay. So it was visible and you did see it. And I'm not sure what the reason, why, okay, what was the reason? Exploration is what I'm hearing. They were in just exploration mode, and that's a big yes. Okay, Mary?
Well, I pulled this card. So the Knight of Cups. So our first 2 cards, if we're paying attention, were both swords.
Yeah.
The second card was a Knight of Swords, and now we have the Knight of Cups. So we're carrying that strong energy through all of this, which is probably a theme happening with alignment with purpose right now. But when we're looking at the Knight of Cups, like, look at this little fairy knight on that horse. And I call him a fairy because he's like holding a cup and his sword is like, by his side. You see his little sword, he's being a fairy. So this is where I'm like, okay, so something about this was preparing your gifts. Something about this was also drawing you and activating you and your friend, because your friend probably had the same gift, which is why you resonated to begin with, but maybe more on a level that's emotional. And it has a lot of Venus energy to me, love, beauty, art, flow, like those kinds of energies. So if you ever think your emotions are too much, this is where they're telling you your emotions are in alignment with your purpose and your path, because the aliens set it off. This started.
She says, but no one believed us. Nobody ever believed people, especially we were trained in the 40s and 50s, or even later, that we weren't seeing these things. These things weren't happening. People weren't going up in spaceships. All these things we were trained not to believe in. Everybody was even having problems, with their friends and family whenever they claimed they did see something. So it's getting a little better now. Hey, Gina, thanks for being here. Okay. Let's see what the next is. Looks like it's Viviani. Okay. Have I a message from my galactic guides and their names, please? Thank you, Dr. Gail and Mary. Okay. Do you have any galactic guides? I'm getting just a small yes on that. I'm hearing there's more angels. There might be, there's one. And I'm getting this as an Arcturian. The name starts with an L. And I think it's Lannard, Lanard, Lanard, Lannard. I'm hearing this that's shortened for his real name. Okay, that's it. It's an Arcturian named Lannard, shortened version of his name. That is your guide, but that's not your main guide, Viviana. You more have angels, I feel like, around you. Okay, Mary.
I feel all of the aliens, but they're not actually what came forward. I feel like there was one guide that stepped forward and guided me to a specific card, which is a sword card. Believe it or not, believe or freaking not.
I'm not going to ask you to pull a card for me.
It's the Eight of Swords, but this one was inverted. And I kid you not, I went through this deck yesterday and made sure that none of them were inverted, and you got an inverted card. But with the Eight of Swords inverted, this means freedom. This means you're finding your way out of a bad situation. Freedom is on the horizon. You're getting a new perspective of something, and everything's opening up for you. So whatever this guide was trying to bring to you, maybe it's hope for the future, maybe it's, hey, stop stressing, get a new perspective of your situation, because everything's opening up for you and everything's going to be beautiful. It feels straight, simple, and to the point.
What a great message.
I love that for you.
Yeah, I do too. She's been struggling with a lot of things for a long time. Okay. All right. Teresa, I was introduced to new guides. When they entered the room, the light became brighter, yet details fuzzier. I felt giddy, buzzed. They're from different level than I'm on currently. Any insights? I hear, Teresa, immediately hearing that it's temporary. These are some temporary guides, and or temporary ETs, not guides. I feel like there's 3 of them. And they're not showing me their faces. They're just showing me from chest down. I want to say like they're the men in black, but that's not. They're not bad.
They are being elusive, though.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. I think, Teresa, you're probably going to find out before we do what they want, and come back and tell us what we can kind of validate what they're saying. I don't think they're revealing anything, but I do think this is a new level And I do think this is temporary. It might be just they're bringing your energy up. I'm getting all yeses on this, but I don't feel like I'm exactly hitting the point here. But they're not showing their face. I'm just seeing chest down, and they're dressed in black. But I think you might start working with them. I'm getting you're going to be working. These are not guides. These are ETs that you're going to work with. I feel like, and I think they're there to ask you to work with them. That's it. They're there to ask you to work with them. They haven't revealed the project. They're saying a project. They're not going to reveal the project yet. This finally, I'm getting close. They're not going to reveal the project yet. It will be revealed after you do some kind of work. And I think this is work of you elevating yourself. Oh, Teresa saying, yeah, they didn't reveal themselves to me either. A mystery inside of riddle. Yeah, I think you're having to do some work, some growth, and they're introducing themselves. I think you're going to work with them. I think you're going to working with them in the future. All right.
I feel like very specifically, they are nailing something into the heart space. Like I see a kind of portal opening at the heart space. They themselves are being very elusive. They're not sharing information, but I see where their focus is in you, Teresa, and it's your heart space. So whether that's what they're trying to elevate or if this is more of a purpose alignment or a mission alignment, because that heart is the part that balances the inner, the outer, the outside, the within, the masculine, that's the balancing point, the thing that brings everything into manifestation. But I had to laugh because my first like non-warrior card of the day was the Hanged Man. So Gail's like, don't pull a card for me because you got the Hanged Man today. But what this really reiterates is what Gail was saying about how it's temporary. This is just like, hey, this is a temporary pause. We're just going to do this thing together temporarily, and then you can go on your merry little way. So I would really work on heart opening things or raising vibrations through like gratitude stuff or healing anything blocking the heart or making you feel like you have to self-protect. And if, once you work on that part, I think the rest will just kind of naturally unfold.
She says, thanks. I got the impression they're prepping me for a new assignment. So that's exactly what they're doing. I would like to see that. I'd like to see how they're doing that. So, but anyway, Teresa, you always have some great questions. Interesting life, too. Okay. All right. We got Cindy here. My question was two parts, an explanation, then question. Not sure how to make it shorter. It is above the chat. Oh, that was the spaceship. Yeah, that was the spaceship. Okay, we got that. All right, we got Jessica. As I begin revisiting and healing from past trauma, what do I need to be aware of so I can move through it without getting pulled back into the pain? Oh, Jessica, it's never a straight line. I don't know many people who do a straight line that don't get pulled back for a temporary time. But it gets shorter. Mary, go ahead.
When it comes to healing, there are two things about healing. One is you don't necessarily have to revisit old trauma in order to remove old trauma, meaning to remove belief systems that were created from that trauma or to remove imprints created from that trauma. But if you're avoiding it because there's a fear or something like that, then that's when regression therapy and things like that are helpful. So revisiting that trauma, empowering yourself in that space, placing new contracts, all of that becomes important to do. But what happens as you heal through anything is that you're kicking up the muck that then your chakras have to filter. So as it passes out, anything that you purge passes out, as it passes out of you, it comes into your awareness again. And so you're almost always going to become aware of it again in some capacity as you heal out of it. That's normal. The issue is getting stuck in it. You're not getting pulled back into it if it's coming and purging out, but you can't let yourself then grab hold of it as it's leaving and bring it back in and keep reliving it over and over and over. That's why you create new neural pathways in your brain, because your brain's used to the habit of living in that trauma. But for you specifically, I got the King of Wands.
Yay!
Yay, thank God. It's still something long and sharp and pointy though. But for this one, this is about leadership. Whatever it was you went through in the past, whatever still needs to be healed, that's the thing keeping you from stepping into the position you want to be in, because you're meant to be a leader. You've got the power, you've got the charisma, you've got those skill sets. You're meant to be leading something. And so fear of being stuck is going to be the thing that sticks you. If you have fear there, you're never going to go back and heal that, and you're never going to be in that leadership position. And that's exactly what the darkness wants. You're going to have to push through that. You're not going to get stuck. It's just the fear of getting stuck that's sticking you, if that makes sense. Catch 22.
There you go.
There you go.
There's a good card. I'm like excited to see a good card. But, because my experience is that, or I hear from most people, is that you do keep revisiting it, but you have tools to handle it. And what you're saying about purging everything, but there's it never just like, I don't feel like it ever just goes totally away, because it's going to come up. You know how to handle it. It's part of your life. Then you get rid of it again. You know how to deal with it. It's not going to affect you as much, but it keeps getting easier and easier and easier till finally it goes away. But I don't know, and I could be wrong. I've never seen it just go away totally with one session, one attempt at trying to get rid of it. I could be wrong with that. I can't hear you.
Oh, my bad. I said that's true because the brain remembers things, but at the same time, your goal isn't to forget the trauma. The goal is to become neutral about your trauma, to release the emotional trigger around the trauma, so that it becomes a space of where you learned something, a space of where something in you was empowered, wisdom was gained. It becomes something like that versus an emotional trigger.
So you've been working on it for years and ready to go deeper, and that's probably good. That means you have done some healing. Now, along that path, I think in the future, because I've seen it on a spaceship that I worked on, especially when we're working on children that have been through a trauma, we go in and change the brain waves so the trauma doesn't affect the child physically, but they do have the memory of it. So there is that can be coming in the future about getting rid of the actual trauma affecting you physically, mentally, socially, but you won't lose the memory of what happened or the lesson, if there's a lesson to it.
Yeah, find some support too from a professional, a therapist you trust, or a healer that's trauma informed, and let yourself be supported. All the healing work is, most of the hard stuff is self-healing, but you can always reach out for support when needed too. You don't have to be alone in it.
Okay. Let's see. Shadesha. I hope I'm saying that right. It's pretty. I traveled a lot and nowhere feels so far where to put roots. It's tiring not having own house. I feel like you're probably a life path 5. So yeah, I don't know. Hey, Son of Juan. Hey, Jessica. But so what is exactly the question? I traveled a lot. No one feels like, well, for me, if I do the astro talk, for whatever that's called, where you're trying to find out where you're supposed to live, I'm supposed to live in the ocean. So there's no place that really fits for me at home. And so it means I would probably need to live by the ocean. But I feel like this is just probably you. I mean, do you have to put down roots? Are you wanting to put down roots? No, you are wanting to put down roots. So have you tried astrology to figure out where you can live? I would say find a good astrologer, find out the places that we also have to figure out what you're wanting to accomplish when you move. Astrocartography. Thank you, Teresa. So, have you tried that yet, Sundesha? That could help you figure out where you can live. Mary, go ahead.
I'm picking up a very elusive energy, kind of like you are with but what I'm sensing through it, and then also pulling the card that I pulled, what I'm sensing through it is that I think that you have a twin flame who's not on this earth. And you might have multiple twin flames, but the one that you're longing for is not on planet right now. And so it feels like nowhere really feels connected, clicked, settled, rooted. And it just feels like you're constantly looking, searching for something that, in all honesty, you're never going to get in this life, if that's the energy that you're looking for. And that happens from time to time because we have twin flames that we don't incarnate with every single lifetime. So like with what Gail said, I think it's important to set intentions, decide, well, what do you want in this life?
Yeah, she hasn't tried astrocartography. Yeah, because even in astrocartography, you have to pick out what you want. Do you want a job? Do you want friends? Do you want a relationship? Which is the best place for that?
Yeah. So logically, just picking what you want and settling on a space out of logic and intention can.
So what was the card that you pulled for that? I didn't see that.
It was, I put it away, but it was like the Two of Cups, I think.
Okay.
I think the Two of Cups.
Because I would like to know if you're a life path 5, and that's in numerology, because life path 5s tend to move around a lot. So that's why I'm asking you that question. So, anyway, all right. All right, looks like we have Oxford Cat. They should say in house, studio, farm, to have family there, little village. So you know exactly what you want. You just need to find the place for it. Sounds like you just need to do the location is all you need. Okay, Oxford Cat, can I please get the name of my primary galactic guide? Thank you, Dr. Gail and Mary. Okay, your primary galactic guide. You have 3 that are around you. Let me see what the primary one is. And you've got a variety. Looks like a Syrian, Galadian, and I don't know what that other one is. Let me see who the main one is. It's the Palladian. Starts with an O. It sounds like onyx, but that's not what it is. Hold on. Onair. Onair. O-N-I-E-R. Onair. Okay, there you go. There's the name. And it's a Palladian. And that's your main one. All right, Mary?
I think you answered that question beautifully. I saw 3 guides, but they were all like playing with me. They were smiling, joking, laughing, and they kept saying, Justin, tell her his name's Justin.
You got Justin?
So I was like, I'm just gonna let Gail do this because guys like to play with us. They're tired of all this serious sometimes.
Yeah. All right. Let's see. It's Kathleen. Kathleen, I feel my galactic team is. I'm just laughing at your dog. And oh, sweet. I feel my galactic team is very near me in a spaceship that we have a picture of. I feel I am in a constant communication with them. Am I correct? Oh, let's see, Kathleen. I'm going to say that's a definite yes. Yes, that's a yes. Anything to that?
I feel like I'm seeing a lot of psychic communication, not I see a lot of psychic communication, and I also see a lot of like astral type of communication and synchronicities. So they are in constant communication with you in different capacities, in different ways, physically through signs and omens, and then also conscious in your consciousness through astral projection and picking it up. I'm sorry, but yes, constant communication with your guides. Get down, come on, get down.
It's a comic relief. Hey, Terra Stashes. Howdy, Dr. Gail, and hi, Mary. Okay. All right, let me see what we have here. I'm going to pull at Kevin here. Last night in my trance circle, an unfamiliar entity stepped behind me and stayed. What do you pick up? Oh, okay. Let's first start off if it was positive or negative. Was this a positive entity? Yes, it was. I feel it. Oh my gosh, I feel like it's huge. I feel like it's a gigantic guy. And they're saying, yes, I'm right. Did his energy feel really big, Kevin? Because he looks huge. Okay. Go ahead, Mary. I'm trying to figure out why he's there because he looks like he's just observing.
I'm picking up what to me immediately looks like an angelic energy, like a large angelic energy, but I'm also picking up like Egyptian god stuff. So this is like some sort of ancient entity, positive entity. But I was guided to pull cards for you, and I got two opposing cards.
Please be good.
It's a sword card. But it's justice and the 5 of swords. So one is about truth, clarity, all of those things. And the other is about conflict, tension. And so it feels like whatever this being was, this angel was, it feels like it was taking the energy of the room, cutting it in half and flipping it on its head. So this was in a trance circle. It's highly possible that there may have been people in the circle who had a negative point of view or had negative energy, or negative entities were trying to come inside of that during the mediumship. And this being showed up like, nah.
Exactly. You know who it was? It's Archangel Michael protecting you.
Protection, son. I'm taking all that negativity, all of that conflict, all of that tension, cutting it in half. This is truth, clarity. I see everything. Nothing's getting by me. That's what I got.
Yeah. So he was absorbing, but he was protecting. So lucky you. Okay, let's see who's next. Let's see, Kathleen. Did we do this? I feel like my galactic team very near the spaceship. I'm feeling this kind. Okay, yeah, we did that one. I lost my place. Okay, which happens quite often. All right, let me see here. Okay, I'm just going to pull this one up because I've lost control of it, all the questions. So, okay, Gary, please, any message from spirits? Thank you. Go ahead, Mary, and I'm going to try to figure out this chat right now.
I love how you said I have lost all control.
I have lost control of this chat, so I got all screwy on me.
Gary, for Grace, you got a sword card. I don't know what you guys are going through, but I am tired of this. I'm kidding. It's beautiful. I love it. But you've got the Queen of Swords. But notice the Queen of Swords isn't the fairy. She's very strong and very calm. She is in control, right? That's it. And that's what you're going through. This feels like you have the spirits are saying that you have this way of seeing things. You have a type of personality that's very unbiased, that tends to be kind of neutral. You can see both sides of things. And sometimes that might feel indecisive, but what that really is it's a independent way of being where you are not siding with any particular thing. You're staying very neutral, very balanced, very centered, very strong in that space. And from there, you can cut through all the BS and see the final space, see the end goal, see the finish line. And so I feel like this can be very helpful for you in some new venture you are taking on or might be taking on. I don't know what you do for a living. For some reason, I'm getting like therapist vibes. I don't know if that's real or not, but like whatever it is that you do, that you just have the ability to cut through it, like parting the Red Sea, and you can see right there what's at the end and go straight to it. And that's very helpful for people, even if they get irritated at how like calm and non-bothered and neutral you are about things. So your guides are pumping you up a little bit today.
Well, I'm going to pull this up on Kathleen because she's spot on. She says, I see Mary and Dr. Gail on a ship they work on, and they wear blue because of the healing energy. Thank you for talking to me here and there. Yeah, we worked on the Astro Medical One together, and we did have blue uniforms. So I brought that up because so you're spot on, Kathleen. We had blue uniforms up there on that spaceship.
I'm still on that spaceship.
Yeah, you still are. Oh, I'm back there too. I'm back there working, but I'm working in a different area. I'm actually back where we're rescuing hybrid babies, and I have developed this area. Well, actually, I didn't. Clarice did, my assistant, developed this area to house them. So we can go into that later. In fact, I think I'd go into that in my, I don't remember which book. Might be the book that's coming out. It's in one of my books. But okay, you're welcome, Gary. Hi, Dr. Gail and Mary. May I ask for insight from my galactic team and update on my current path, please? Okay. I want to see you pull a good card for this. I'm going to hold back. I want to see a good card. I want to see cups, something.
Okay.
I don't want to direct it.
Well, I got a good card, but it's inverted. So
Oh no! Oh, no.
look, it's the eclipse in the planet parade. I got the Page of Pentacles, okay? But it's inverted. When you think of Pentacles, this is groundy, earthy kind of energy, but also manifestation, abundance, miracles, and it's inverted. So this feels like this could be a card of ambition, but maybe we're procrastinating a little bit. So when you're talking about an update on your current path, what I see is that the path is there, the intention is there, you kind of know where you're going, and maybe you're just kind of taking your sweet time going about the path, which is fine. We all have a karmic path. We can get there as fast or slow as we want to. But if you get there faster, you'll have more time to enjoy being there. So just maybe look into what it is that you're procrastinating around, like why we haven't taken action on the thing we know that we want to do, why we haven't started the project that we know we're inspired about, and go ahead and start taking steps towards that.
Well, I'm hearing she's in the rest and restoration period. So
well, rest.
That would be the time to examine your path.
Yeah. Well, the solar eclipse, all internal examination, no light. So you're just stuck looking at yourself and wondering why you're here and what you're doing. So okay. I had a dream last night that I worked at the hospital and I got fired from my job for failing a drug test because I was drinking wine on the job. Maybe this was the aliens. Maybe the aliens fired me from the Ashtar Medical for drinking wine on my lunch break.
I doubt that. Oh, Kathleen says she loves that. She loves this chat because you all know what you're talking about. Yes, we have very gifted people in the chat, that's for sure. Oh, and you also say, Kathleen, I see you there all the time. I work on a different department, but I do see you when we cross paths up there. Yeah, Astro Medical inside a huge spaceship, so it's pretty easy to cross paths. And then also, we have this one break room that is for humans and human hybrids that we go into. That's where you see us a lot too. But anyway, I want to thank everybody for being here and joining us today. Thanks, Mary, for being here. When is your next show?
We have shows every Sunday, and our next Healing Temple is going to be August 28th at 3 p.m. And our next emotional support group, our lab group, Life's Anonymous Battles, is September 6th at noon, and those are Eastern time.
Okay. My next show will be on Saturday, and that will be with Danny. Danny and I will be talking all about aliens. So anyway, all right. We'll see y'all soon. And thanks, moderators, for making this a safe place to talk. And we will see you later. Thanks, everybody. All right. Bye-bye.
Bye.